She leads with her rise ball. That is the pitch that she is going to dominate with and go to.
First pitch from Lemley down low to Jade Hilton, and off we go in the Commonwealth Clash from Blacksburg. What a weekend for Jade Hilton.
Yeah, Jade Hilton, just a sophomore too. She leads the Hoos in several different categories, batting average, home runs, RBIs. But wow, to be able to come and have two big game-winning home runs for them against number 4 ranked Duke last weekend. You know, she's seeing the ball really big right now. It's a beach ball. You know, if you're Emma Lemley right here, I think coming into this first at-bat, you got to know that, hey, Jade is seeing the ball really well and just, well, pitching around her.
Wave and a miss by Hilton. Lemley was extremely effective a week ago, a complete game 2-hit shutout against Virginia up in Charlottesville in the 7 innings. Struck out 8, only needed 89 pitches to finish off that game. Hilton sends it down the right field side, but it is going to fade foul. Well, what could have very easily been a demoralizing 12-inning loss in Game 1 to Duke. They bounce right back. They get the grand slam in Game 2 from Hilton to win 4-3. And then she had a 2-run home run in Game 2. They played a doubleheader last Saturday and won both games.
Yeah, this is such a big momentum swing and confidence builder for this Virginia program. Nice changeup there from Lemley. But when you talk about that Duke series, you know, Virginia's a team that has been on the bubble and they're fighting for a bid to that NCAA tournament, and they're fighting for seeding in the ACC tournament as well. So as they get deeper into the season.
And there is ball 4. So a game leadoff walk to Hilton.
Yeah. So
yeah, there's your Cavaliers lineup. We mentioned Hilton at the top, but really you got Bella Cabral, who's batting here in the 2-hole, a freshman who has to hit behind the top hitter.
I know. Well, you know, that means she's probably going to get quite a few better pitches than Jade Hilton, right? Which you see there from Emma Lemley. She comes right at Bella Cabral. First pitch, strike, no time to waste.
True freshman out of Choctaw, Oklahoma, Choctaw High School. Talking with Coach Joe Harden earlier today, he said, a player from Oklahoma got on your radar? She said, yes, we've been aware of her since the 8th grade. And of course, now with the travel ball teams, it's not like they just stay in their home state of Oklahoma. They travel, go other places, and are seen by a lot of coaches.
Yes, it's very common for club ball athletes to go to colleges out of state. Of course, you do have those athletes that are in state, like an Emma Lemley, where I'm sure both Virginia and Virginia Tech recruited her both heavily, but Virginia Tech obviously won out.
Lemley ready to bring a 1-2 pitch to Bella Cabral. Virginia Tech comes into this game having won 9 in a row. They have not lost a home game this year. 15-0.
15-0 at home. That's incredible. Undefeated at home.
Only ACC team that can say that right now. Duke had that moniker as well for a while, but that went away. And playing in front of a nice Tuesday night crowd at Tech Softball Park tonight. A little bit breezy. Yeah, probably going to need the jacket when the sun goes down. It'll get a little bit cool, but not bad weather at all for late April here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cabral takes low. There goes Hilton. Late throw down to second. And what can't Jade Hilton do?
Yes.
She leads them in so many categories, including stolen bases, as she swipes her 14th in 18 attempts.
Yeah, really smart job here. Emma Lemley's been throwing about 68 here. She throws an off-speed pitch, only about 60. Gives Jade Hilton a little extra step to be able to get in there safe at second base.
Let's put it in play left side, and Bree Peck wants that, the third baseman. First pitch strike to Macy Eaton. Eaton takes down low. Eaton also, like Cabral, who bats ahead of her in the order, is a true freshman out of Wheelersburg High School in Ohio.
We love to see true freshmen playing and competing for the starting role, getting a good experience that helps them grow throughout their career, and also for us fans, starting to find some name recognition with athletes, finding the future stars and being able to cheer for them for 4 years, right?
Yes.
Being able to cheer their successes and see their growth. You know, we want to see that freshman grow into that junior and senior superstar.
Way outside to Eaton. Yeah, it's nice to see a player stick around 4 years and give the fan base a chance to.
Well, you know, women's sports, most
so.
of us stay around
Yes.
4 years,
Yeah.
and if you're so lucky to have a COVID year, maybe 5.
That COVID window is about to expire, which
Yes.
I don't think we're going to be sad to see that go.
Maybe a little sad.
Bouncy ball speared there by Cameron Fagan. Throw to first to get Eaton. That does advance Hilton over to third. So it is a productive out for the freshman. And the Hoos will look for a 2-out hit. They try to chase home Hilton from third base.
Hey, get it right here, get it right here.
Brings up the first baseman, Shelby Barbie. Seems like a big spot in this game, Monica, especially if you're Virginia. You got shut out by Limley a week ago. Your offense, especially with Hilton, finished the series strong at Duke, but here's a chance to take an early lead.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for Virginia to try to capitalize here. Emma Lemley definitely being aggressive with the rest of the lineup here. Again, she likes to throw arm side, so it is common that she does hit a few hitters here and there, because she does like to go in on hitters. Emma Lemley trying to sneak that one into the back hip right there, but just the ball tails a little bit too much and just gets her on her, what is that, her elbow?
Yeah, I think it got the elbow near the guard. That's the fifth batter hit by Lemley this season in over 95 innings. Now it's Kelly Ayer, the center fielder. Takes a rip at the first pitch. One for three with a single. She had one of the 2 hits off of Lemley a week ago. If you're curious who the other hit for Virginia was in that game, you can probably guess. And if you said Jade Hilton, you would be correct.
Yes,
She had the other.
Yes, it was Jade Hilton.
Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Who's trying to make some noise here in the top of the first inning?
Yeah, Virginia is a threat to steal bases. They run the bases very aggressively. There is a good opportunity to try to steal here.
Fouled away, and Lemley gets ahead of ball and 2 strikes. Well, for the record, this is not a conference game.
Yes, this is a battle of the state.
Yes, it's just the battle of the Commonwealth.
Which I absolutely love. I love that they're still playing each other. They're just, 2 hours down the road.
Exactly, and they wanted to keep the rivalry going.
Yeah, keep it alive. Yeah, big pitch there from Emma. Her screwball, she's really able to get a lot of Ks with that rise.
Bigham did not pitch in the game a week ago. She gets the start tonight. sophomore from Rustburg, Virginia, as she faces Emma Ritter, veteran senior for Tech.
There's that rise ball. In the first inning, I always think as a starting pitcher, it's really important to start to get established, calm your nerves. A lot of pitchers struggle in the first inning just because they get amped up, right? Like their adrenaline's flowing, they're excited to play. It's really important to lead with some of your best pitches and start to establish not only what the umpire's zone is, but what you're comfortable in. You want to feel confident in your pitches, and the best way to settle in as a starting pitcher is to lead with your go-to pitches.
Off speed, wave and a miss, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I'm sure you never got overamped, right?
Yeah. Oh, never, not once, not once. I was a nervous. I will say, I was a nervous pitcher. I really got amped up in the first inning, and I remember Coach Karen Weekly would always tell me.
To third, Sarah Kuhn fires for the first out. What would Karen Weekly say, by the way?
Yeah, okay. She would tell me, you have all these butterflies, but you got to get all those butterflies, Monica. You got to get them flying in formation. Make them all fly in the same direction so that you can be a little bit calmer. I said, okay, Coach, I'm so nervous right now. Whatever you say.
Addie Green bats with 1 out. Addie batting in the 2-hole for head coach Pete Demore tonight. So look at that lineup, and Michelle Chatfield sitting with 19 home runs, which is leading the ACC and also tied for the most home runs in a single season in Tech softball history. Addie Green at 441. So you have Ritter at the top of the order, leading the conference at 454. Green at 441. And not only do they hit for a high average, but they hit for power. I mean, it's just double-digit home runs throughout most of the lineup.
They do have 6 hitters all hitting above all above 300, right, which is just phenomenal in a collegiate lineup. But when I look at all their different hitters, they all kind of have a different strength, but they all also have power. So you look at Chatfield, she's leading the team in home runs, but then you have, Addie Green, she leads her team in walks. So talking about plate discipline there, but she still has 10 home runs. So, but she does have that strength of a good eye as well.
Addie Green leading the team with 31 walks, has only struck out 11 times.
Yeah. I wish I only struck out 11 times.
2-ball, 2-strike count.
I'd have to have had a lot more at-bats for that, though.
Green also leading with a .540 on-base percentage to top Tech. Pulls it foul to first, gathered there by Barbie. Again, we mentioned it's not a conference game, but because of the unbalanced schedule, 2 head coaches said, hey, this is too important. We'll play each other non-conference midweek and keep the rivalry going. This should be the last year they have to do that, though. That's going to be pulled foul. Now, granted, you have Stanford and Cal coming in next year, but it should allow Pete Demore, as well as his counterpart Joe Harden, to just play in conference play again. Now, this is the first time since 2021 they've had to do that and say, okay, we're going to keep the rivalry going by playing non-conference midweek. Check swing. They asked for an appeal. Ooh. It's Amber DeWall who says she went around. Yeah, that's a strikeout. We'll take another look here, but it will be the first K for Bigham.
Good pitch by Bigham. Change up nice and low on the outside. Ooh, Addie Green. Looks like she did actually break hands there behind the plate.
It's a good call. That's the right call. And watching it in real time, I thought she held up, but Amber DeWall down at third base right on top of it. And there are 2 outs, bases empty for Michelle Chatfield. What a freshman year.
Yeah. Freshman year, leading the ACC in home runs. Have a year.
So 19 home runs.
Just one to break the school record at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, tied with Caitlin Nolan, who hit 19 home runs not long ago in 2019 to set the single season school record. Chatfield takes up high, and just like that, it's 3-0. As Eden Bigham, as you probably have to do with really the entire lineup for Virginia Tech, and that's pitched very carefully.
Yeah, I think you definitely have to have a strategy, which we see Eden so far pitching behind hitters a little bit, allowing them to get a little bit passive in the, with the balls early and then coming back with strikes. And also we're seeing Eden throw a lot of her changeup a little bit more. I think that's good to kind of keep hitters off balance. When you're throwing 66, 67, 68, and then you can come back with that changeup at 55, especially in the first inning to big hitters, it makes the entire lineup have to respect the changeup. Okay, she's throwing her changeup now today, and now it makes them uncomfortable because they have to pick a speed. Okay, do I want to pick fast and hit fast, or do I want to try to wait for that changeup?
A little bit low, ball 4. Chatfield picks up a 2-out walk. Keep the Tech first alive. Well, for Bigham, today named ACC Pitcher of the Week back-to-back weeks and the third time this year. Big workload for her at Duke, where she threw 9 scoreless innings in that extra inning game at Duke. The ball's hit high and deep down the right field side, but it is going to hook foul off the bat of Corey McMillan. She had a solo home run to open the scoring in the game against Virginia a week ago. And is in the hole 0-2. McMillan, the team leader with 50 RBIs. We talk about the single season home run record most likely going to be broken this year for Virginia Tech. McMillan has got a shot with 50 RBIs right now to eventually catch Emma Strouth, who had 68. Still a lot of softball to play. Can she get 19 more? I think that's certainly capable.
I think she's certainly capable. They still have one good series left in the ACC, and they have the ACC tournament. So it's definitely a possibility. And with the way Virginia Tech has been scoring runs,
yes,
they've been run rolling quite a few teams. I think there's a good chance she can compete for that.
Didn't get cheated on that swing, but strikes out. 2 Ks in the inning for Eden Bigham at Duke. Was not crazy about having to play at noon after a 12-inning game the night before. And in essence, they played 3 games in about a 24-hour period. Now, what kind of soothed her vitriol at having to play that early on Saturday was they won both those games.
Yeah, but when you're obviously it makes it sweet that you won both games, but I think she's fighting for her players at that point. The turnaround time for athlete recovery after 12 innings, that's tough. And then coming back and having a 12 p.m. start, those games end late. By the time you get home, you shower, you get treatment, you get ready for the next day. You're basically playing a doubleheader on adrenaline and a lot of guts and gusto, I would say. But hats off to the UVA Hoos and Coach Joanna Harding for getting them ready for that doubleheader on short rest.
Sarah Kuhn, third baseman, leads off for Virginia here in the second. Out to left field coming in is Addie Green. Camp Darren makes the catch for the first out. Emma Limley got out of a little bit of a jam as she'll in that top of the first inning as Virginia put Runners at first and third, stranded both.
Yep, I'm sure she feels good now getting the first out of the game and just starting to get into a little bit of a better rhythm. Establishing that inside corner in her pitches. I think, Emma's able to do throw a lot of different pitches, but the thing that's so great about her is her spin rate. She's able to really make those balls move really well. Her curveball breaks a lot. Her drop ball has good spin. And then, of course, her rise ball is always a good pitch.
She gets ahead of Hackett. No balls and 2 strikes. Kelsey, sophomore from Appomattox, Virginia. Appomattox County High School. Second strikeout for Emma Limley, and 2 gone in the UVA second.
Such a beautiful pitch by Emma Lemley. 69, the pitch before, comes back at 60, a little off-speed curve. Look at that smile. She knows that she nailed that pitch, and just keeping the batters out in front and not being able to get on time.
Check swing, and she went around, according to plate umpire Jim Cooper.
Here's Emma Lemley's strikeout heat map. All those reds, that's where she's getting a lot of her swing misses. We really see her curveball on the outside corner, obviously inside that rise ball in. She loves to climb the ladder. She gets a ton of swing and misses on that inside rise ball. But with her rise, she's able to throw it at different levels, which makes her curveball and her drop ball a lot better. And when you're able to tunnel those pitches and throw them on the same line and change their breaking point, so that's kind of what tunneling is, it makes the pitches that much more deceptive.
Fools Boggs again there, a check swing, and who's catcher now behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Leah Boggs last week against Virginia Tech, 0 for 1 with a walk in that matchup a week ago tonight. Off speed again.
Yeah, a little off speed again. Went back to the same pitch. Not a bad idea here, but just trying to be a little too fine, I think. She just needs to be a little looser as she finishes through her pitch there, not trying to force it, right? Force the swing or force the fine location. Staying aggressive with the rise ball can be just as successful, get you back in. Sometimes after throwing a couple balls, it's nice to get a foul ball, I will say, because it kind of soaks you back in. It zones you back in like, hey, I got to get my front foot down. I really need to finish my pitches and snap this ball off hard, and really steps up that intensity level for that individual pitch.
7th pitch of the at bat, and Boggs drops it into left field. First hit of the game on either side. It belongs to the Who's catcher, Leah Boggs. Joe Harden has come out with the lineup card. Looks like she's going to run for her catcher.
So here's Leah Boggs. She keeps her barrel up nice and high there on that rise ball, knowing that Emma Lemley's go-to pitch is the rise, keeping her hands up and dumping that ball into left field.
Kaylin Jones, by the way, running at first for Boggs. Wave and a miss. Actually, Kaylin Jones hitting here for Hudson. Boggs running for herself. Jones hitting for Hudson. Low strike call, bottom of the knees, 0-2. Wembley makes quick work. 3 pitch.
What else can you ask for? His team is obviously doing something right. 100 home runs in one season, or should I say back-to-back seasons. Being able to lead with the offense and get the fans excited about the long ball, right? Everyone digs the long ball.
I've heard somebody say that before, yeah.
Yes, yeah. All the fans dig the long ball.
Cameron Fagan has been on a tear really the last few weeks. Last 9 games in particular, she's hitting .619. Had a base hit and 3 walks a week ago up in Charlottesville. Bounces that out to the second baseman. Bella Cabral gets Fagan for the first out. Kayla Jones has stayed in the game in right field for Virginia. Brings up Bree Peck. Pete DeMoore has been pretty consistent with the top of his lineup. That top 4, Ritter, Green, Chatfield, McMillan, stays pretty steady. He's flipped Fagan and Peck now a couple of games in a row. He had Bree batting 5th. He's moved Fagan to the 5-hole and Bree 6th the last few games. Yeah,
one thing that I kind of have noticed about Coach Pete DeMoore's lineup is with the amount, obviously has several hitters that can be almost in any position, right? Any spot in the lineup. But one thing that is really great that he's doing is he's doing a whole lefty-righty lineup.
And the right-handed hitter in this instance, Bree Peck, dumps one into center field, and there's the first base hit of the game for the Hokies.
When hitters switch back and forth like that, a left-handed hitter, a right-handed hitter in the lineup, it can be an advantage to the offense because a pitcher's throwing arm side versus inside, and it can kind of switch up the strategy pitch calling-wise. Because although the zone doesn't move, technically home plate never moves, the way hitters stand on the plate and the view of the space you have around the black of home plate, the space of movement on the inside corner, on your arm side, or throwing across your body into hitters or away from hitters, you can't get settled in as much with those, especially on pitchers that might throw a lot of curveballs or like to throw inside a lot.
There's Bingham throwing inside there to Aldridge. You know, with the workload at Duke over the weekend, Joe Harden and her staff keeping a close eye on Bingham. The leash probably not quite as long tonight as it will be on other nights when she can exceed 110, 120 pitches, and that's into left center field. Aldridge. Back-to-back base hits for Virginia Tech, and they have 2 on with 1 out.
Good hit by Aldridge. She gets her front foot down, not trying to do too much, gets her hands to the ball and takes it opposite field.
Just out of reach of Hilton, the shortstop. So a couple of runners aboard for Trinity Martin, who's the starting DP tonight. 4th start of the season for the sophomore. 22nd overall game. Did get an at-bat at UVA last week. And gets a start tonight. Towards first, backhanded, speared by Barbie, steps on out, got a tag play there, safe. Good pick by Hilton and put a quick tag on Aldridge, but as soon as Barbie stepped on first, the force was off at second base and they needed to tag Aldridge, who slid in head first safely.
Yeah, good play by Shelby Barbie here with the backhand. She chooses to go. I don't think she realized how close she was to the base runner. I think she could have gone second on that and then gone to one and still potentially had the double play, or in this situation at least leave the go-ahead run, the potential go-ahead run off of second base. But nevertheless, 2 outs and a good play. But I guess when you have Eden Bingham on the mound, you know, I think Shelby Barbie's probably thinking, let's just get out, secure the outs. We trust our ace. Eden Bigham, who's been throwing the ball exceptionally well in this last week.
Big zone, big zone.
Annika Rose fouls it off the end of the bat. Freshman from Glovettsville is hitting 222. A couple of at-bats a week ago. Two on, two outs. Lead runner Peck, Aldridge at second. Hokies trying to score first. 1-2 pitch coming from Eden Bigham and got her reaching. It did get just a piece of it to stay alive.
There's that changeup again. Kind of went away from it at the bottom of the second inning early in this inning, but bringing it back out now. Really smart decision. Just continue to keep it in the back of the hitter's mind. Make them not get too comfortable on the rise or on the curveball, knowing that they have to deal with the change.
Bigham into right, down base hit. Peck's in. Here comes Aldridge. Throw home. Not in time. And Annika Rose, her 5th and 6th RBIs of the season. And from the bottom of the order, Virginia Tech gets a 2-run single and takes the lead.
Annika Rose, what a great job. Nothing too fancy here. Gets her front foot down, drops the ball on that curveball into right field. The bottom of the lineup stepping up. That if you're Coach Pete DeMore, you got to be happy about that when the bottom half, the lower three of your lineup really step up for you.
Ritter gonna beat it out. Just kind of topped that into the dirt. And by the time Boggs went out to get it, Ritter with her speed able to beat the throw.
Yeah, Emma Ritter with what we like to call the swinging bunt.
Addie Green called out on strikes first time up and takes the first pitch strike here. Addie with that wide open stance to start.
Yeah, the
pickoff attempt by Boggs with the second baseman Cabral coming in. That almost caught Rose by surprise. Bigham wants time and steps off.
Yeah, potentially not sure about that pitch or wants to step off to be a little bit more confident in the pitch that she's throwing.
Into the alley in right center field, going all the way to the fence. Rose is in. Ritter will follow her. It's a 2-run double for Addie Green. That's 4-0 Virginia Tech.
Well, what can we say? Hitting is contagious. All with 2 outs. Addie Green coming through really nicely. Again, just line drive back up the middle, keeping her barrel up and being able to pick up those 2 RBIs. I think she's pumped up, and so is her Hokie offense.
RBIs 39 and 40 on the season for Green, and that's going to chase Bigham. Now keep in mind,
Tech offense. Courtney Lane throws a lot of backdoor curves and regular curveballs across the plate. Low 60s.
catcher Boggs had to quickly go to the dugout.
Maybe adjusting the pitch calling
yes,
apparatus.
That is exactly it. The apparatus.
The apparatus.
The new apparatus this year.
Yeah, the new digital apparatus where you can just look at your watch and know, hey, we're going to throw a rise ball inside.
So you're looking down
or
there.
we're going to throw a curveball outside. Eliminating some of the number systems that we've seen in the past years.
Popped up, out to the shortstop. Hilton makes the catch. But
they're going to need a couple big wins in the ACC tournament to help strengthen their chance to host, right? To host a regional or super regional. Virginia, on the other hand, number 28 in the RPI. They have been floating around in several of the different polls, getting votes in and out of the polls. So they are really looking to solidify their chance for a bid for the NCAA tournament. The 2 wins versus Duke last weekend were huge for them. And then they go to Georgia Tech this next weekend, which Georgia Tech has also been playing really well as well. So good chance for them to up their RPI there as well. You know, we talk a lot about RPI. If you're wondering why sometimes you're looking at a USA softball poll or a Softball America poll or a D1 sports poll or an NFCA poll, you know, there's all these polls, but not all of the polls reflect the actual strength of schedule or the RPI on what we will see during Mayhem or during our NCAA tournament in regionals and super regionals on bids and seeding. That's where the RPI really comes into effect.
Hilton sends one in the air to fairly deep right. Now coming back in is McMillan, and Corey makes the catch. Hilton hit it pretty well the other way, but is long first out in the top of the 3rd. So for Virginia to make the NCAA tournament, obviously a big deal. They've gone once, and it's 2010, so they'd like to make a trip here for Jo Harden in her 8th season. Jo took her previous team, McNeese, to the NCAA tournament back in 2016. In foul ground, Chatfield right into the screen.
Yeah, you know, the NCAA tournament, you know, this is what you train for, right? This is why you get kids from Oklahoma to go to Virginia Tech. You're Virginia, you know, you want to play in the NCAA tournament, but you have to, your body of work does matter. It matters the season, it matters the strength of your conference. When talking to Coach Pete Demore earlier this week, he mentioned how, you know, this year in their season, you know, they didn't play Clemson, who's a top team in the RPI. They didn't play, I don't think they played Florida State, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. So those are 2 strong teams in their conference that they just didn't draw this season. So he went out in the preseason knowing this, and they went down to Georgia and played a tournament down there. They went down to Alabama and played a tournament down there just to be able to get their RPI up and that strength of schedule numbers up, knowing that they would need that later on in the ACC season to help them.
That is hit deep and gone. One big swing there by Bella Cabral. Her 6th home run of the season. A little to the left at dead center field, and Virginia on the board. It's 4-1.
Well, Bella Cabral, big swing right here, right across the letters. Just a rise ball that didn't quite rise enough. Bella Cabral able to keep her hands up and get barrel to the ball. Big at bat there, being able to put Virginia on the board after giving up some runs in the bottom of the 2nd.
And Cabral, as I mentioned, her 6th home run. That's 2nd most on the team behind Hilton's 11. Macy Eaton, the DP, 0 for 1. With the ground out to 3rd base. Big wave and a miss. True freshman, Wheelersburg, Ohio. One pitch from Emma Limley. On the outside edge.
Yeah, good pitch separation there. Something up and in, and then hitting that outside corner. Emma Lemley here. Love her facial expressions. You can tell that she's was maybe regretting that home run a little bit more focused, a little more intense here.
Two count on Eaton. It's the 8th home run allowed by Emma Limley this year. Foul back, which That's a pretty big reduction. I mean, last year, gave up 41 home runs.
Yeah, and her ERA has gone down significantly as well this year. You know, she struggled last year, and I think it's incredible. They brought on, you know, 2 different pitching coaches this year, one to help with BP and Humel Mata, you know, the #1 men's fast pitch pitcher in the world. And just being able to have, you know, a new eyes, right? New eyes on Emma Lemley, being able to give her more confidence, take some look at her mechanics, look at her pitches. New eyes can sometimes make a huge difference. You see those numbers are so different from 22 to her freshman when she was, you know, freshman of the year, to 23 to 24, and just really putting together a better season and just having better guidance as a pitcher and from her pitching coaches. There's Humel Mata on the left, plays for actually Argentina, and Josh Johnson on the right, who actually leads the pitching staff, and Mata helps support him.
And first season for Johnson, coming over from Mississippi State, and Lemley. It's strike 3 call on Eaton. Strikeout number 4 for Emma.
Well, what a great sequence here. Going back, EVing her right on the inside corner. Beautiful pitch. Something you just can't watch with 2 strikes.
Cleanup hitter Shelby Barbie. Barbie hit by pitch in the first inning. Four-run bottom of the second for the Hokies. UVA's gotten on the board with a Cabral home run, and that ball's hit towards left field and backing up Green right to the edge of the track to haul that in. Barbie flies to deep left, but Cabral goes deep for a 6th time. First pitch swinging, hit deep to right. It is up and out. And Corey McMillan blasts her 16th of the year. That's number 101 on the season for the Virginia Tech offense, a new single-season school record.
And the Virginia Tech Hokies house is rocking. Corey McMillan, number 101 on the season, a new single-season record for Virginia Tech with the bat flip. Love it all the way. A no-doubter off the bat.
So some history on that long one for the Hokies, who had exactly 100 home runs a year ago, and we're sitting at that same mark tonight.
Yeah, I actually talked to Coach DeMore, and I said, you know, did you think you would ever reach 100 home runs again? He's like, no, I didn't. And he said, honestly, some of the girls, you know, we knew they had some power. We knew Michelle Chatfield coming in. She had some power, but we didn't expect her to hit 19 home runs. And I asked, you know, in practice, are you starting to create a lot of, you know, a little bit of a rivalry, a little bit of competition within the girls? You know, you have several girls that are all kind of similar numbers, 10 home runs, 12 home runs, you know, and he said they do get competitive with each other in practice, and they even at times they play a couple different games where they try to hit 100 home runs in, I think it's an hour and a half, and off of different live BP scenarios.
Took a good play by Hilton to throw out Fagan with the first out. By the way, they played 59 games last year, so they hit 100 home runs in 59 games. They get number 101. This is game number 46.
Wow.
On the year. Bree Peck, base hit, got the rally going in the second. She wound up coming in to score one of the 4 runs for Tech in that frame. They're back to a 4-run lead after the solo shot from McMillan. Deep short, backhand, Hilton, long throw, got her. Another good play. Hilton cheating that way. It's 2 good plays by Hilton in this inning.
Yeah, really good grab by Jade Hilton here. Extended on her backhand, but then a really long throw across home across the diamond here. She extends fully out the ball, sets her feet, long throw, showing off that gun over there at shortstop, Jade Hilton.
2 outs. Aldridge takes upstairs. Kylie with a single to left center and hitting a go, and also scored in that 4-run second. Time at the plate.
You know, I don't mind that a pitcher's calling timeout and stepping off the mound like that. There's so many things that go on in a pitcher's head, and we've seen it from both Virginia pitchers here at times. Whether it's a little bit of doubt on a pitch that is being called, whether it's reaffirming the pitch that is called, whether it's, hey, I don't feel super comfortable, I'm just going to step back because my routine is off and step back on. I just need to get another breath. Any of those sort of items that go through a pitcher's each pitch, you know, I like it. You step back off, you're able to so-called clear the mechanism, so to speak, and then step back on and be ready to go with a clear mind and an intention, right? Being intentional on that next pitch.
Courtney Lane brings in the 2-1. Aldridge floated to left, and right there is Hackett cruising towards the line to make the catch. Let me ask you, obviously Jade Hilton has got a lot of attention with her great season, but hitting behind her, Bella Cabral, we saw some of that home run. What does the country need to know about that freshman?
Oh, they need to know she's protecting Jade. She's doing a great job. She does not play like a freshman, and, you know, Jade Hilton is my player of the week this week, and she made 2 awesome plays there in that half, and then Bella Cabral came in behind her the last half and hit a bomb, just what she's capable of. So those two work well together. They're tandem up the middle. They do a great job, a little duo, and we're really fortunate that we have them together for a long time.
Hey, Coach. Emma Lemley's, you know, doing a good job out there, but your offense is starting to put together some better contact, better at-bats. What do you need to do moving towards the end of this inning to just push a couple more runs across?
Yeah, we need to stay disciplined. I really like that. I like that we're taking pitches that are out of the zone, down and up. I thought that's a great adjustment going from last week to this week facing her. And so now I just think we need to get a swing off on the pitch we're looking for. We took a couple pitches that I think we could have handled. And so just getting the swing off and getting the right swing. I thought Bella took the right swing and did what she needed to do there. And so we just need to follow suit and, you know, string it together. You're not hitting a 5-run home run, right? So just got to piece it together piece by piece, take our walks, take our HBPs, get her pitch count up, and you know, force her to miss on the plate a little bit more.
Joe will let you go because Bella Cabral was redressing you there.
This is their thing. So thank you guys. I appreciate y'all being here. Go Hoos.
Our pleasure. Thanks for the time. That's Coach Jill Harden. Well, we were talking about Bella, so she got right into the mix there, didn't you?
Yeah, she did. They're always putting stuff on her. Gloves, hats. I saw her in catcher's gear one time. It's quite the focus she has during an interview with all that happening behind her.
You're right. If somebody put a glove on my head while I was talking, it would freak me out, number one. I wouldn't be ready for it. But there's a slow roller out to shortstop. And the throw made by Rose. 1 pitch, 1 out as they get air to begin the top of the 4th.
Yeah, and she doesn't even blink an eye. She doesn't miss a sentence. She still looks straight ahead. I know I would immediately be looking up at the glove thinking it was going to fall off.
That's obviously happened before. She was ready for it. He checks the lineup card. Sarah Kuhn takes off the plate from Lemley. So for Virginia, obviously the win of the series at Duke, a huge deal, but you look at their complete season. They won the series at Boston College, lost the series at North Carolina, but won against Syracuse, won at Clemson. I mean, that was a huge deal there. They took 2 of 3 against Clemson, won 2 of 3 against Notre Dame, won 2 of 3 against North Carolina State, and took 2 of 3 from Duke. So, I mean, it's to this point, overall, I think it's been a really good year for Virginia. Yeah,
Virginia's playing some really good softball right now, and I think that's why they're in contention for an NCAA bid. You know, it's been, I think, 31 years or 14 years maybe. It's been quite some time.
Yeah,
too long. Let's just say too long.
Yeah, one NCAA tournament, school history, that was 2010. So, yeah and you're talking about a program that's been around since 1980.
Yeah, so I think It's awesome to see, you know, they opened Palmer Park. This is the first class that will graduate having played 4 years at Palmer Park. So that senior class for Virginia being able to go out with a little bit of intention and lead the freshmen, lead the program into a new era of being NCAA contenders.
Kuhn fouls it away. It stays 2-2. The only, I'll say, bad thing, is it a bad thing that happened for Palmer Park, is it opened right before COVID.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, they opened it in March of 2020 against James Madison, and before you know it, everything shut down.
Yeah, well, COVID threw a loophole for a lot of programs and people, but it's a beautiful, beautiful field out there.
Okay, number 5 for Emma Limley.
Yeah, beautiful pitch here by Emma Limley, a little off-speed drop there. Great break, top of the knee to the ankles.
Base is empty for Kelsey Hackett.
One thing that I love about how Emma Lemley's throwing right now is on all of her pitches, she really accentuates her follow through. So when she's throwing that drop ball, she really finishes all the way through. She sticks her wrist, her landing, all of that. She doesn't come off of her spin even though the ball is gone. And I think that's why you see that great break, and you see that really good spin rate. She really finishes each of her pitches long after the ball's gone, and that makes a difference in the pitching world.
Jumps ahead of Hackett, no balls, 2 strikes. She has retired 4 in a row since that solo home run by Bella Cabral. By the way, Virginia is at Georgia Tech this weekend, Friday through Sunday. Tech right now has an RPI of 68. So no question that if they're able to come back tonight, that would be a much bigger win, arguably, than what they could get back in conference play against Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Even though they can win multiple games against Tech.
Yes. Yes. When we talk about RPI, it's important to remember it's not just the strength of your opponents, it's the strength of your opponent's opponents.
Yeah.
Your opponent's opponents, which still sometimes, even to me, as a longtime softball player, is mind-boggling.
It is totally mind-boggling, and I'd still want to see the formula, wherever that is that actually puts that all together. Not so sure it's real. Full count now. Limley with the rise.
Beautiful.
Back-to-back Ks to win the inning. So
yeah. And I was going to follow up with something on that as well. So we would have been talking a lot about those.
The long
now
ball.
101 home runs. We saw the sign in the opening. Wear a hard hat. Beware home runs.
Yes.
Will fly down the street.
8, 9, and 1 batters. Trinity Martin, high fly, foul on the right field side. Out of play. So here's Trinity Martin, who's only making her 4th true start of the season.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a couple of home runs.
Yeah. They're just passing them out. Does everyone on Virginia Tech have a home run? No. 4th start of the season, great opportunity for her to get some quality work in versus a top pitcher in UVA with Eden Bigham, and then now Courtney Lane. But just the more reps and practice that you get against that top competition, as these teams look towards postseason, it's important to make sure everyone in your lineup or everyone on your team is not only being established in a role, but getting that experience so that if they are needed in a close game in postseason, they're ready and they're feeling confident.
fact that Virginia Tech hasn't lost all season, 15-0.
Well, at home.
At home,
At
yeah,
home.
at home is what
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and which leading me to the importance of trying to host a regional.
Yeah, you know, Virginia Tech 18 in RPI. They have a 44 strength of schedule. And, you know, I feel like in some ways they kind of float under the radar a little bit, just a little bit. I mean, not in this area, you know, and not in the land of Virginia.
Yes, not at all in the Commonwealth.
Not at all in the Commonwealth, but you could get that impression a little bit with, especially with how well their offense has been doing, leading the ACC in multiple categories as well.
Well, you mentioned it also as this 3-2 pitch is fouled at the plate by Martin. They did not play Clemson.
Yes.
Did not play Florida State in ACC play.
Yeah, I think
So
that
just
hurts
by
them
yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit.
it hurts them badly.
It hurts them.
Yeah.
It hurts them. And
the one team they got to play was Duke, and they got swept in that series.
yeah. So they definitely have their work cut out for them. I think going into the ACC tournament, they're definitely, you know, they're going to need some big wins there to help solidify a chance to host.
Now, Pete Moore's team is 17-4 in ACC play. 3 of those losses came in that weekend at Duke.
Yeah.
And the other one was a 1-run loss to North Carolina State.
Yes.
A team that they then run-ruled the next 2 games.
Yep. North Carolina State, they're a sneaky team in the ACC. They've kind of stolen a few games from not only Virginia Tech, but they stole one from Clemson as well. And
So-
I think actually Virginia.
And those 4 losses were in a row. The 3 to Duke, the first one to North Carolina State in ACC play.
Mm-hmm.
And they had started ACC play 9-0 before going to Duke and getting swept in the series. Because they have swept Notre Dame, Louisville, Pittsburgh, Boston College, and Georgia Tech most recently. And then they will visit Syracuse this weekend.
Well, they are putting together a heck of a season. They're doing a great job this year, and we know that whether they're hosting at home or they go on the road, I think that they're going to be a very tough team. It will be a good game.
There's a line drive out to right center field.
Number 102.
And number 3 for Trinity Martin.
Well, the stats stay true. About 2.24 home runs a game for Virginia Tech. Continuing on to break that record. Almost looks like she gets a little bit jammed, but the strength of that back hip, she's really able to make great contact and then really close her hip off well to send that ball flying.
Second solo home run that Tech has hit off the reliever Courtney Lane. McMillan had one leading off last inning. Martin has one to lead off this inning. Well, if Tech does not host and they go on the road for the NCAA regional, whoever the team is that gets Tech in the regional, I mean, these home runs are going to travel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I don't think you want to see Virginia Tech in your regional if you're hosting.
I definitely don't want to see Virginia Tech in my regional. I'm not playing anymore, but I don't want to see them. You know, with those 6 hitters, and then even tonight, you know, seeing the bottom half of their lineup really break open the offense for them, it just proves that 1 through 9, you know, they're having competitive at bats. We talk about coaches and athletes. We talk about quality at bats a lot, but what I like about Virginia Tech is not only are they having quality at bats, they're having quality, aggressive, intentional at bats.
Annika Rose apparently fouled it off her left thigh above the knee.
Ooh. Trying to walk it off. Taking some deep breaths. You know that one is definitely gonna leave a bruise. Oh.
Right on top.
Yes. She swung and it hit her.
Now trying to get a smile there. And had a big 2-run single back in the second to open the scoring.
A little hop there to get back in the box. Okay, I think she's ready now.
Hokies 6 runs, 7 hits. Virginia 1 run, 2 hits.
The curveball goes high.
So the team we expected to hit home runs has hit 2. Numbers 101 and 102 on the season. Ooh, another foul and caught a leg.
Oh man, got herself again.
She's smiling at plate umpire Jim Cooper like, yeah.
Smiling in pain. Another good swing. Oh, got her in the knee, in the foot. You know, having that lefty on righty batter, that lefty curveball coming in on Annika Rose, that late spin, that late tail.
Knocked down by Lane. It was time to throw out. Ritter. Emma 1 for 2 tonight. Her base hit came in the second, and she just kind of topped one out in front of the plate and beat the throw from the catcher Leah Boggs for an infield hit.
Emma Ritter, 454 batting average, or 455, leads the ACC in that category.
Virginia Tech team batting average came in 357, best in the ACC.
She sneaks up onto the plate a little bit there, potentially looking for that curveball.
And a 4-pitch walk. Puts Ritter on with 1 out. With her 24 stolen bases.
Is Virginia Tech also 179 walks in the ACC. I think that's second in the ACC. So not only do they have power, but they have great plate discipline. So they know their zone. They know their strike zone.
Yeah, they started the night 179 walks on the season, 171 strikeouts. And tonight they have 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, so they maintain that. That's a flip to second out there as Cabral made the toss to Hilton. They do get the lead base runner Ritter for the second out. And Green will run on the fielder's choice. Cabral's home run, the lone runs so far tonight for the Hoos. Here's Michelle Chatfield. 19 home runs. The other part of the equation we talked about at the top of the show tonight that could be set with home runs for Virginia Tech. The single season record they have now broken for their school record. But Chatfield tied for the single season record with 19. That's rolled out to third and gathered and thrown out by Sarah Kuhn.
Be some good softball down at the ACC tournament. I heard they put in a new video scoreboard down there for the tournament.
Yes, I was there in Durham a couple of weeks ago for the North Carolina series, and they had the frame of the new scoreboard. Apparently, part of the old scoreboard will be part of the new one as well, but there'll be an additional section to it.
Yeah.
So interested to see the finished product.
Yeah, incredible. The support into the sport of softball and the support into women's athletics. We love to see it. We do.
Up high from Limley. UVA batting here top of the 5th. Down by 5 now. Leah Boggs, a base hit to left field and her first at bat. What have you thought of Emma Limley so far tonight, Monica?
You know, I think she's doing a good job. I like, you know, in the week 1 of the Commonwealth Series last week, she threw a lot more rise balls. I like how she's they've changed her game plan a little bit tonight, throwing a little bit more drop balls, curve balls, and the low rise. Of course, Emma Limley still loves that arm side. She loves getting inside on right-handed hitters, which I think is great. Like, getting in on people's hands is hard to hit, and it makes them uncomfortable. So it's really important, especially when you can throw, you know, 65 and above, or even pop a 68, 69. It makes hitters do things just like that.
Pop it up to first, and caught down the line. Chatfield for the first out. I assume no hitters. Can you find one that ever likes the ball in on their hands that much?
Well, you know, there's certain hitters that, you know, their bat speed is really good, so they're able to clear their hands. But if your bat path, or you're not able to clear your hands from your body, basically, into the zone, you can't get your barrel there. So, and if you're like an Emma Limley that's throwing 68 arm side, sometimes you almost, as a hitter, you almost have to guess. I know I shouldn't say that, but you almost have to anticipate that the ball's going to be inside and kind of cheat a little bit to get your hands to clear your hips. I don't recommend doing that unless, like, you're elite level and you do all the scouting report, folks, at home. So just know that if you're in club level, you know, figure out inside and outside, learn to hit both, okay? But if you're facing a 77 mile per hour rise ball that I threw, then, you know.
Yeah.
I've seen some hitters, you know, anticipate. But no, Emma Limley's throwing a great game right now. I do really like how she's incorporating a lot more of her drop ball, her curve ball, and then the low rise, which then makes that rise ball look a lot better, just like you see there, where she didn't have to go to the very top above the head kind of rise. She can just go through the zone from, you know, belt buckle basically to chin on her rise ball and still get that good swing and miss for a strike 3.
Strikes out the pinch hitter Lauren Van Ash, and now we'll face the top of the order in Jade Hilton. Big rip at the 69 mile per hour pitch from Limley.
She's bringing it.
A week ago in Charlottesville, Limley a 2-hit shutout. She's allowed 1 run on 2 hits so far tonight through 2 outs in the 5th.
Yeah, and then you throw, you know, you're throwing 69, and then you throw the off-speed rise. You mix 3 speeds in there at 60 miles per hour. You know, that's not a pitch necessarily that Virginia, you know, Limley will use all the time, but being able to pull it out of your back pocket every now and again, and even pulling it out right now when you're ahead and you have the time to put a little extra work on it. You know, Limley might not necessarily had needed to throw that pitch in that situation, but I guarantee you when she gets into postseason play, she's going to need that off speed at some point. So why not have an opportunity to put a little extra work on it, give it a little bit more confidence in her mindset and in her muscle memory in throwing it in different counts and situations that could be a pressure pitch that she'll need down the road.
Well, the postseason's not far away, so.
No, but I feel like it's closer, gets here faster every year. Or is it that I'm just looking forward to it? I don't know.
Could be a little bit of both, and it's a 2-2 count on Hilton, who has walked, stolen a base, fly to right, 0 for 1 officially. Top hitter in the Who's lineup sees a 2-2. chops that out to third base and Bree Peck. Tonight. 101, 102 home runs, just a crazy number. How far has this program come? And where do you get all these power hitters, number 2?
No, I don't know. I mean, they must be eating something that I don't know about. But they're strong kids, they're athletes, and I'm happy that they're on my side.
Yeah, Coach, hey, okay, 102 home runs and counting. Tell me and the hitter inside of me, and honestly, all the club kids out there, give me just one big key to hitting a home run.
Well, you're trying to get me to give away my secrets.
Well, just one of them.
That's a picture for you.
Just one of them.
I think you put your hitters in challenging environments in practice, and harder than what you're going to see in a game. And you just swing hard. And the thing is, you'll fail a lot of times, but be okay with that because it translates into games.
So, Pete, it's only fair now that you asked Monica Abbott for some of her pitching secrets. You can do that at a later time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate the time. Thanks again for getting back with us.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
you.
Coach.
Head Coach Pete Demore.
Yeah, I love that. Swing hard, right? And put your hitters in challenging situations. I think that is so important when you can, practice gets boring sometimes, right? So you got to find ways to make it fun, but most importantly, you got to have ways to make it a challenge and competitive. And I think every athlete out there, they love to embrace a challenge. They want to be challenged, and they want to see what they got, right? See what they got in the heat of the moment. And the more you're challenged in practice, the more confident you are in the game. And then, of course, swing hard.
So practice, by the way, apparently we've got an issue with the apparatus again.
The pitch calling apparatus.
Pitch calling
the apparatus is back with an issue.
So
okay.
Practice can get boring sometimes.
Well, softball's a sport of repetition. You do it over and over again.
That's not a shot at Ralph and Karen Weekly, by the way.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, this is just sport in general.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you get good at pitching? You throw a rise ball 100 times. How do you get good at hitting? You hit off a tee 100 times. So softball's a sport of repetition. It really is, and repeatability is important. So you do have to find competitive ways, challenging ways, exciting ways to break up that repeatability and to keep you in it both mentally, physically, and intensity level or emotional wise.
Well, the pitch calling apparatus was developed to hopefully speed up the game. It didn't do it right there. Slowed things down while we tried to get it all functioning again as Corey McMillan leads off the Virginia Tech 5th inning as the cleanup hitter has a home run tonight, a solo shot, and that's a home run that gave them the record of 101 at that point.
Hey, you're back, relax up there.
Back into a good hitters count here again with 2 balls and no strikes. Prime opportunity to look for her favorite spot. That was not it, but a wonderful curveball by Lane.
Got that right on the outside corner. Gets back in the count at 2 balls and a strike. On the Radford transfer, Corey McMillan puts that on the ground. It comes up on Cabral, but she stays with it and throws McMillan out at first. He has the home run tonight, Cabral, for the lone Cavaliers run. Courtney Lane came in, got the final out of the second. So she is into her 3rd inning of work. Well, Sydney Hartgrove has come in, taking over behind the plate for Leah Boggs. Up the middle. Cameron Fagan. It's her first hit of the night. Record of 9. Harris also pitched 6 innings of relief last week against Virginia Tech in Charlottesville. Threw 109 pitches a week ago against the Hokies.
Yeah, it was big for them.
There's that career saves mark that she recently set. finale at Duke. That ball took a weird hop, a bizarre hop, and Hilton able to reach, keep her composure, get the out at first. She's made
good reaction.
3 really good plays tonight.
Yeah, really good reaction by Jade Hilton. Ground ball back at Madison Harris, tips off her glove. Jade able to redirect, stop her momentum towards second base, pull up the ball and make a strong throw over to first base for the out. You know, sometimes those plays are really hard. You never know as a pitcher if the ball's gonna, you know, tip off towards your shortstop, or if it's gonna tip off in no man's land. Or if you don't touch it, is the shortstop right behind you ready to field it? Really good job by Jade Hilton reacting and then redirecting her body momentum to be able to make a play and get that clutch second out for Virginia.
1 strike to Kylie Aldridge. That ball ran in on her. Able to check the swing. Senior Maddie Harris. Close out this bottom of the 5th. Hokies lead it by 5. Time requested by Harris.
Blanket. Another changeup from Maddie Harris here. Like to see her get settled in. There she is, 68 miles per hour, outside corner.
Went from a 49 mile per hour off speed pitch to 68 on the next one. That's a pretty big gap.
Great speed differentiation.
49 makes that 68. Next pitch seemed like it's about 75. That's grounded out to Kuhn and gets the out at first base. And that takes going to face Ella Cabral, who has accounted for the lone run tonight with a solo shot to center. Her last time up. Limley approaching 90 pitches here as she begins the top of the 6th inning. She loves to work that arm side.
Yeah,
doesn't
she likes the arm side. And you know what's great about this is she just went back to back with basically the same pitch. The first one, 68 miles per hour, called strike. Second one coming back, Bella Cabral's ready, but a foul ball instantly gets ahead 0-2. Now she has room to go with her curveball. She could work her off speed if she wants. She could even go up in the zone with her rise. Multiple options. See, there you go. She tries that off-speed curveball again today that she's been just working on, I think, a little bit more in their game plan tonight. But it gives her a little bit more space to spread the zone and just create zone separation.
This is low to Cabral. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ella, whose sister played at South Alabama.
I can see Emma coming back here with a rise ball or the off curve again.
Off the end of the bat and out of reach of the pursuing third baseman Bree Peck.
Yep, there was that off curve.
What does Emma Limley bring? 2-2 to Bella Cabral.
She's got to go rise. I mean, oh, and I was wrong. She was wrong. She went with the dropout.
You can guess now that you're up here in the booth, and we can use the word guess.
Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. I mean, I know what I would have thrown, but.
7th pitch of the at-bat coming to Cabral, leading off the 6th inning. From 0-2 to 3-2. Puts it in a play to deep right center field. That ball is run down by a sliding Corey McMillan. Down to her knees to make the catch. Off the bat, that looked like it may find the alley for extra bases.
Bella Cabral, good piece of hitting here on that outside rise ball. But Corey McMillan, what a route she took. A long run, and then a dive from the knees. She got little grass stains on her pants there, but able to make the play.
Hey, you don't see the double knee slide stop like that in the outfield very often.
No,
that,
you
it was
don't.
abrupt.
I'm not sure she meant to do that.
And look at those grass stains. You're right on.
She's got the
right
grass stains, but
yeah.
you know what they say: if you go home in a clean uniform, did you really
play.
Did you really play? Did you really play the game?
Existential, but she's proven that she played tonight.
Yeah, she's definitely playing. But wonderful catch, and you know, sometimes things like that happen when maybe you not necessarily misread the play, but maybe you overrun it. You got there faster than you thought. Okay, like she put on her jets, I guess, and beat the ball, which is what you want to do.
Popped up to second base, and Fagan. Well, since the Cabral home run, that came with 1 out in the third. She's now retired 10 in a row.
Yeah, Emma Lemley's really been going to work here. Her defense has made some good plays behind her as well, but she's gotten her fair share of strikeouts.
Shelby Barbie has been hit by a pitch and fly to left. Big deep breath. You know, one of the numbers I want to pass along for Virginia this year, and it's not going to apply tonight, but they are 25-2 when they score 3 runs or more. And I mention that because in this day and age, 3 runs isn't a ton of runs in a game. But 25-2 when you score 3 or more, and a lot of that speaks to their pitching that they've gotten this year.
Yeah, you know, Virginia does have a quality staff, and that's really Eden Bigham. She's the ace of their staff. She's put out some really good games, and she started off really well, but then, you know, ran out of steam a little bit. But that really shows a testament to just, I think, their pitching staff.
Pitch 101 from Limley is fouled away. The only 2 times they've lost this year, Virginia, when they've scored 3 or more. One was at Notre Dame, they lost 10-3. The other was a close game against North Carolina State that they lost 10-9. They're going to be in the ACC tournament for the 3rd consecutive year. With their 2nd consecutive 30-plus win season.
Yeah, potentially ranked. Well, tough to say since there's still games left to be played, but potentially in ranked in the 4 or 5 hole for the ACC seeding.
1 stolen base tonight. That was for Hilton. I mentioned that because they have 99 steals as a team now. That's through the hole and into left field. Shelby Barbie. 2-out base hit on that 3-2 pitch from Limley. Ends the string of 10 in a row retired by the Virginia Tech lefty. Or righty, pardon me. You got me thinking lefty because I got lefty in the booth here.
Yeah, you're looking at me
at
talking about her.
Reese Holbrook's going to come in and run at first base for Barbie. Two-out base runner, Kelly Ayer. .67-mile-per-hour strike from Limley.
Still on her arm side.
Strikeout and a ground out to short for Kelly Ayer. Couple of bounces out to second base, gathered by Cameron Fagan.
And out here, this in-state rivalry, just something continuing to be excited about. It's a game softball's a game that you play, and you play it with passion and emotion, and we love to see that from all the athletes.
Trinity Martin hit a home run, solo shot leading off the 4th inning last time up, her 3rd of the season. She kind of went down and got and just hit a line drive over the right field fence.
Yeah.
Martin, the starting DP tonight for head coach Pete Demore. Almost.
Yeah,
excuse me, swinging, almost turned into extra bases.
Yeah, Coach Pete Demore said earlier this week that Trinity Martin has been having some good practices, some good at bats, and feels like although she isn't in their like top 6 and all the home runs and everything, that she's really been hitting well lately and has been kind of a fun surprise in their lineup.
Well, you just saw the numbers she's put up for the season. And it's not easy to get a chance, sit, get a chance, sit, and to put up those type of numbers like she has. It's popped up to second base. Cabral. Emma Mazzarone's going to come off the bench here and bat for Virginia Tech. Mazzarone, freshman out of Providence Grove High School, Pleasant Garden, North Carolina. True freshman. Also left-handed pitcher. I like those two-way players, I know.
Yeah. Two-way players. I like to see some pitchers hit, and honestly coaches that give them the opportunity to hit. Not every school does that, and not every pitcher wants to hit. But if you're able to switch your mindset from pitching to hitting and hitting to back to pitching while you're playing, and you can do that well, then I think I'm all for it. We love to see it.
Which we've seen in softball quite frequently through the years, and now with Otani in baseball, maybe it's become a little more.
Yeah, it's a trend, right? I think it's a trend. It goes in and out. We've seen, different eras of softball where pitchers hit and pitchers don't hit, depending on who it is. And nowadays, we've even seen pitchers transfer out of some bigger schools because they want to hit. So, or potentially they, want to be in the lineup a little bit more and contribute. So we're seeing opportunities there for pitchers to be able to hit. I think having advances in the game with safety features also helps, like Evo Shields and all that.
Mazzarone walked. She's hitting for Rose, and Annika returns, so she'll run it first. With Emma Ritter at the plate. Ground ball towards third. That's fair. Pass Kuhn into foul ground and left. Hackett grabs it there, throws into second. It's a double for Ritter. She's on base for a 3rd straight time. Her second hit, 11th double of the year. And it's second and third, one out.
Emma Ritter, a little bit of a jam job. Not the most solid hit, but strong enough to be able to get it right down the line. Quick hands, quick bat speed to be able to turn on that and let it just go fair. Slugging percentage.
It was a 2-run double tonight that came back in their 4-run second. That's been the big inning for Virginia Tech.
It's her first time facing Madison Harris tonight.
Big rip by Green. Got under it just a bit.
Big swing there.
Hitting well with runners in scoring position. Then again, she's just been hitting well, period, this year.
Yeah.
Off-speed pitch. Popped up. There's only one out, and they double up the runner at third. Rose took off thinking there were 2 outs, and that ends the inning. So Virginia's she's allowed 1 run, 3 hits. There's the combined numbers through 13 1/3 innings.
Yeah, for the Commonwealth Clash, these 2 games, she's pitched almost all of the innings. 7 strikeouts here tonight so far. Doing a great job, just showing different looks and being able to show not only that she can throw the ball up, but she can throw that drop ball. She can throw, you know, that off-speed curve that she's been working on.
Abby Weaver getting a pinch hit here. Abby was injured making a diving attempt on a ball hit in the first game of the series at Duke. Didn't play in the last 2 games, the doubleheader on Saturday. They thought about starting her back in right field tonight, but wanted to give her a little extra time to work on what's been a little bit of a hip injury due to that dive. And she gets a pinch hit tonight and does that, has a base hit off the bench for Abby Weaver. I think chances are pretty good she's going to be back in the lineup.
Yeah,
they play this weekend, Georgia Tech. Coach Harden wants to use a runner for us since, again, Weaver's been dealing with a little bit of a hip issue. Going to bring her right back in. Re-entry of Hackett, who she was hitting for. Sydney Hartgrove came in as catcher a couple innings ago for Boggs. First at bat of the night for Hartgrove. Limited bats on the season for Sydney. Playing in her 8th game of the year. 0-2 for Limley. Limley used 89 pitches to get through the 7 innings in Charlottesville last Tuesday. These are 112th pitch of tonight's game. Put in play to third behind the bag. That's fair. Peck's throw in time with a stretch there by Chatfield. And Virginia's down to their final out. Lauren Van Ash came in this spot in the 5th inning. She bats for a 2nd time tonight. Limley powers it past with strike 1.
Yeah, great pitch right there. Little low rise on the outside corner. Just enough up spin to swing through it. That one runs a little bit on her. Doesn't quite finish her pitch, getting her hip through. And the ball tails off just a little bit on that.
And Limley has the Who's down to their final strike. Limley finishes it off, picks up her 11th win, another complete game victory for Limley. And the Hokies take both games of the Commonwealth Clash, taking it tonight 6-1.
Strikeout number 8 for Emma Lemley on that rise ball. Beautiful lane right there to seal the win for Virginia Tech.
That is 10 straight wins now